At Anna and Daniel's graduation party, while trying to distract himself, an unexpected kiss began to transform their lives into something he never imagined. The graduation party was in full swing, with lights flashing in a vibrant display of colors that danced to the beat of the loud music. The school hall, once the setting for exams and presentations, had now transformed into a space of celebration and farewell. Anna, in a blue dress that accentuated her slender figure, watched the crowd with a mix of happiness and anxiety. Her friends' smiles radiated joy, but inside her, a storm of uncertainty was brewing. She stepped away from the dance floor, looking for a place where she could breathe. The noise was deafening, and the emotion of the moment seemed almost unbearable. The future, with all its promises and fears, loomed over her like a shadow. And now, what comes next, she thought, as her eyes wandered over familiar faces. It was then that she felt a presence by her side. "Hey, are you okay?" Daniel, her best friend of many years, appeared with a drink in hand, his expression worried. He was wearing a suit that fit him perfectly, and his smile always made her feel a bit more at ease. "I am," Anna replied, trying to hide her restlessness, "just thinking about what comes after graduation." "Ah, that part is always tricky, isn't it? Everyone expecting you to know exactly what to do with your life?" He laughed, but there was a sincerity in his gaze that made her want to open up. "You know you don't have to have everything figured out right now, right? Life is full of surprises." Anna smiled, but the anxiety still consumed her. "It's easier said than done, Daniel. I don't know. What if I can't make it? Hey, let's focus on the now. Look around." He gestured to the party, where friends were having fun, laughing, and celebrating. "This is our last night together as students. Leave the worries for tomorrow." They moved a little away from the crowd, finding a quieter corner where the music was just a distant murmur. The atmosphere became more intimate, and the tension between them began to change. Anna looked at him, her eyes shining under the lights. "You've always been the only person who makes me feel like I can be myself. With you, I don't have to worry about pleasing anyone." Daniel was silent for a moment. He watched her, noticing the nuances of her expression, the vulnerability she tried to hide. "Anna, you're amazing. Anyone who doesn't see that is blind. Don't underestimate yourself," he said, his voice soft and encouraging. "Thank you, Daniel. I'm so afraid of failing," she confessed, the sincerity in her tone revealing her insecurities. "You won't fail, and if you do fall, I'll be here to help you get back up," he replied, and something in the air seemed to change between them, as if a fine line was about to be crossed. After a few drinks, the atmosphere was charged with palpable electricity. Anna and Daniel exchanged glances that seemed to last forever. The laughter and shared memories turned into something deeper, more intense. The music in the background seemed to become a distant echo, and the world around them disappeared. "Have you ever thought about what it would be like if we were more than friends?" Anna asked, her voice almost a whisper, carrying a weight she hadn't anticipated. Daniel hesitated, his expression slowly changing. "I never thought about it, but now that you mention it." And on impulse, as if the universe had conspired for that moment, Anna moved closer, and in a swift movement, her lips touched Daniel's. The kiss was gentle but laden with repressed feelings. The chemistry between them was undeniable, pulsating, as if life itself was in their mouths. But as soon as they pulled away, fear took hold. "My God, what was that?" Anna said, her eyes wide with surprise, while Daniel stepped back, his expression confused. "I don't know. It shouldn't have happened," he murmured, his voice choked, and both felt the weight of the change in their friendship dynamics. What had been a moment of pure connection now turned into a minefield of emotions and insecurities. The silence between them became deafening, and as the party continued outside, Anna and Daniel found themselves on the brink of an emotional precipice, unsure whether to step forward or retreat to the safety of friendship. Anna woke up with the sunlight filtering through her bedroom curtains. The morning after graduation brought with it a sense of confusion and regret. The memory of the kiss with Daniel was still fresh in her mind, like a persistent echo that tormented her. She got out of bed, trying to shake off the thoughts, but the anguish only grew. What had happened between them the previous night wasn't something that could be ignored, and despite the happiness that a kiss could bring, Anna feared that it had ruined everything. As she went downstairs to the kitchen, her mother greeted her with a warm smile, but Anna could barely return it. Breakfast seemed like an insurmountable challenge. She grabbed a slice of bread, but the food wouldn't go down. "Anna, dear, are you okay?" Her mother's voice made Anna look away. "I'm fine, just a little tired." The response was automatic, but Anna knew that the real battle was unfolding inside her. Meanwhile, Daniel was also wrestling with his own demons. He sat in his room, his head full of thoughts. The kiss with Anna wasn't just an impulsive moment, it was a turning point that could change everything between them. But what if it meant losing the friendship they had always had? He felt guilty and confused. "What did I do?" he murmured to himself, running a hand through his hair. The image of Anna smiling at him at the party haunted him, and the way their lips met seemed more intense with each passing minute. With a heavy heart, Anna decided she needed to confront Daniel. It wasn't an easy task, and the words she had rehearsed in her mind seemed to fade as soon as she approached him. They met in a nearby park, a place that had always been special to them. The sun was shining, but the atmosphere between them was heavy with tension. "Hi," Anna said hesitantly. Daniel looked at her, his eyes filled with uncertainty. "Hi," he replied, his voice a little shaky. Anna took a deep breath, trying to muster courage. "Can we talk about what happened last night?" Her heart raced as she spoke those words. "I don't know if there's much to say," Daniel replied, looking away. "It was a moment, Anna, just a moment. A moment that could have changed everything," she insisted, feeling frustration grow inside her. "I don't want this to ruin our friendship. You mean so much to me." Daniel frowned, a mix of pain and confusion on his face. "And if it means more than friendship, what if? If I really feel something for you?" He surprised himself with his own boldness, but the words were out, as if they wanted to escape his mouth. Anna was silent for a moment, the world around them seeming to fade. "I feel something too, Daniel, but I'm scared. Scared that everything will change and that we might lose each other." The tension in the air was palpable, and they both knew they were at a crucial point. Before they could continue, Jake, a mutual friend, appeared. He waved at them with a carefree smile, but Anna felt a chill in her stomach. "Hey guys, what are you doing here?" Jake asked, with a gleam in his eyes. "Just talking," Anna replied quickly, trying to hide the tension. Jake looked from one to the other, and with a mischievous smile said, "I hope you're not talking about future insecurities. That's so boring." He then turned to Anna, his gaze intensifying. "By the way, Anna, I was thinking of asking you out. What do you think?" Anna was stunned. The last thing she wanted at that moment was to deal with Jake's romantic interests, especially in front of Daniel. She looked at him, searching for some clue in his face, but Daniel seemed to have closed off, his eyes now filled with jealousy. "Oh, I don't know, Jake. I'm busy," Anna said, not knowing how to dodge the situation. Sure. I don't want to pressure you, but if you change your mind." Jake smiled, but there was a hidden challenge in his gaze. Daniel felt a weight in his chest. He didn't like the idea of Anna going out with Jake. "I think we need more time to think about all this," Daniel said, trying to stay calm, but his voice faltered. Anna nodded, but the insecurity was clear in her eyes. She knew the kiss had changed everything, but now, with Jake interfering, she felt more lost than ever. How could they navigate this new reality when the future seemed so uncertain? Anna was sitting in a cozy cafe, the soft light from the hanging lamps reflecting in her distant gaze. She nervously stirred her cup of coffee, watching the foam dance as her emotions swirled in her mind. Jake, her longtime friend, was sitting across from her, but she couldn't focus on what he was saying. It was as if a fog surrounded her, obscuring everything except the image of Daniel, her best friend. The kiss they shared on graduation night still echoed in her mind, and the uncertainty about what it meant tormented her. "Hey Anna, are you okay?" Jake asked, leaning closer, his blue eyes filled with concern. "You seem distant." Anna took a deep breath, trying to free herself from the whirlwind of thoughts. "Sorry, Jake. It's just, there's a lot on my mind. If you need to talk, I'm here." He smiled, but Anna noticed there was something more in his gaze. An expectation that didn't match her intentions. It wasn't that she didn't like Jake. He was an amazing friend, but her heart seemed trapped in a maze with no way out. "Thank you, but It's complicated, Anna murmured, looking out the window at the people passing by on the sidewalk. Her mind immediately turned to Daniel and the confusion the kiss had caused. It's just that Daniel and I, something changed between us. Jake frowned. You're talking about the kiss, aren't you? Anna nodded, her throat dry. Yes, and I don't know how to deal with it. I feel like I ruined our friendship, and I don't want to lose him. Maybe you should talk to him, Jake suggested, trying to keep his voice neutral. If it's something you really feel, it's better to clear things up before it's too late. I know, but what if he doesn't feel the same? What if this pushes him even further away from me? Meanwhile, across town, Daniel was at a party, trying to distract himself from his own thoughts. The loud music and laughter echoed around him, but he felt like a spectator in his own life. He had tried to throw himself into parties, surround himself with people he didn't know, but the presence of Anna still tormented him. Every time someone mentioned her name, his mind automatically went back to what had happened between them. Hey, Daniel, come here, shouted a friend, pulling him to the center of the room where the dance floor was packed. He hesitated, but ended up joining the group, trying to push thoughts of Anna aside. But the truth was, the more he tried to forget, the more she fixed herself in his mind. You okay, man? Asked one of his friends, noticing that Daniel was distracted. You seem to be somewhere else. Just a little tired, Daniel said, forcing a smile. He looked around, looking for something that could capture his attention, and then his eyes landed on Lisa, an old crush. She was chatting animatedly with a group, and upon seeing Daniel, waved with a smile. Daniel, come over here, she called out, and he felt drawn to her energy. He approached, and the conversation flowed easily, but as Lisa talked, Daniel couldn't help but think about how different she was from Anna. Lisa was fun, spontaneous, and full of life, but there was something about Anna that made him uneasy, something he couldn't ignore. So, what have you been up to? Lisa asked, winking at him. I heard you graduated. Congratulations. Thanks. I'm just trying to figure out what to do next, Daniel replied, trying to focus on Lisa. But the image of Anna wouldn't go away. It was as if she was between them, a ghost from the recent past. Meanwhile, Anna left the cafe, determined not to let her feelings consume her. She needed to find Daniel and clear up what was between them. What started as a simple kiss was turning into something she didn't know how to handle, and the idea of Jake coming between them made her even more anxious. I have to do this, she murmured to herself, walking through the busy streets of Los Angeles, unaware that, at the same time, Daniel was also struggling with his own feelings, trying to figure out if the distraction with Lisa was really what he wanted, or if, deep down, his heart still belonged to Anna. Ina looked at the phone in her hand, hesitating. The unsent messages to Daniel stared back at her, a constant reminder of her indecision. She felt lost, as if she were in an emotional storm without knowing which direction to take. Since the kiss that had changed everything between them, a shadow of insecurity had settled in her heart. Daniel seemed increasingly distant, diving into Lisa's company, and that made her even more anxious. Why isn't he responding? Anna thought, biting her lower lip. The memories of the graduation party still danced in her mind, and the way Daniel looked at her before stepping away seemed like a scene replayed in a never-ending movie. Determined, she got up from the couch and walked to the balcony. The night breeze enveloped her, and she took a deep breath, trying to clear her thoughts. It was at that moment that her sister, Louisa, appeared behind her. Anna, are you okay? She asked, noticing the worried expression on her sister's face. I don't know, Lou. I need to talk to Daniel, but he doesn't want to listen to me, Anna replied, looking out at the horizon. You can't stay like this. If you love him, you should fight for him. Don't let fear stop you from being happy, Louisa advised, placing a hand on her sister's shoulder. Anna looked at her sister, feeling a mixture of gratitude and insecurity. What if he doesn't feel the same? What if I ruin everything, Lou? If you don't try, you'll never know. Sometimes we need to be brave, even when our heart is on the line, Louisa said with an encouraging smile. Those words resonated within Anna. Even with fear pounding in her chest, she decided it was time to act. She walked back inside and with determination typed a message to Daniel. Can we talk? It's important. She pressed the send button, feeling a flutter in her stomach. Meanwhile, Daniel was at a bar with Lisa, trying to distract himself from the confusion he felt about Anna. He laughed at Lisa's jokes, but each laugh sounded hollow. His mind was far away, thinking about how everything had changed between him and Anna. The kiss, the intimacy, the unspoken promises, all of it consumed him. He looked at Lisa, who was talking about her ambitions, but couldn't concentrate. "Daniel, are you listening to me?" Lisa asked, raising an eyebrow. "Sorry, I'm just thinking," he replied, forcing a smile. "Thinking about what? About Anna?" Lisa asked with a teasing tone. Daniel flinched, surprised. "No, I'm just confused, that's all," he murmured, looking away. "Look, I don't want to be a second option. If you still have feelings for her, maybe it's better to resolve that before continuing here," Lisa said, with a serious look. Lisa's words echoed in Daniel's mind. He got up, asking for the check. "You're right. I need to resolve this." Anna was at home, anxiously waiting for a response from Daniel, when her phone vibrated. Her heart raced when she saw his name on the screen. "Sorry, I'm busy. Can we talk later?" The message hit her like a blow. What did he mean? Anna felt a knot form in her stomach, but she couldn't give up now. With determination, she decided she needed to go to him, even if it meant facing rejection. "I can't wait any longer," Anna murmured to herself, grabbing her keys and leaving the house. The path to the bar where Daniel was felt like a mix of hope and anxiety. The sky was starry, but each star seemed to bring out her insecurities. What if he doesn't want to see me? What if he's happy with Lisa? As soon as she arrived at the bar, Anna took a deep breath before entering. The atmosphere was lively, but she felt isolated amid the music and conversations. Her eyes soon found Daniel and Lisa at a table in the corner. Daniel's smile seemed genuine, and it hurt her, but there was something more there, a latent sadness in his eyes that she recognized. "Why don't you go to him?" An inner voice urged her. Anna walked towards the table, each step heavier than the last. When she got close, Daniel saw her and immediately stopped laughing. Lisa also looked at her, with an expression that mixed surprise and challenge. "Hi, Anna," Daniel said, with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "What are you doing here?" "We need to talk. It's important," Anna said, unable to hide the tremor in her voice. The tension was palpable, and Lisa, sensing the atmosphere, looked at Daniel. "I'll get a drink. I'll be right back," she said, getting up and walking away. "Shall we go outside?" Anna suggested, feeling that the noise inside made everything even more difficult. Daniel hesitated, but soon nodded. When the two stepped out onto the sidewalk, the cool night breeze enveloped them, but the atmosphere between them was charged, as if the air was about to explode. "I don't know how to act after what happened," Daniel began, not looking Anna in the eyes. "Neither do I, but we need to talk about it," Anna replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "I can't stop thinking about you, Daniel. What happened was different, and I don't want it to change our friendship forever." He finally looked at her, and Anna saw the struggle in his eyes. "I don't know what to do either." After the kiss, everything got confusing. "And with Lisa?" "With Lisa?" Anna repeated, the pain cutting through her heart. "I just thought I could try to forget, but I can't. I miss you," Daniel admitted in a whisper. The silence hung between them, heavy with unspoken emotions. Anna felt like she was on the brink of something powerful, but fear and insecurity still held her back. "What if I'm just a phase for you? What if I end up losing you anyway?" "I don't want to lose you," Daniel replied, almost pleading. "We need to decide what we want, Anna." Anna looked at him, feeling tears threatening to spill. She knew this moment was crucial, but there was still so much to say and discover. The cafe was filled with distinct aromas, the smell of fresh coffee mixed with the sweetness of freshly baked cakes, creating a cozy yet tense atmosphere. Anna sat at the table, her steaming cup of coffee forgotten beside her, while her eyes wandered to the door, waiting for Daniel to arrive. Her heart raced with every person who entered, and when he finally appeared, a mix of relief and anxiety washed over her. Daniel was a bit more serious than usual, his hair tousled, and his expression focused. He approached hesitantly and sat down across from her. The silence that followed was almost palpable. Anna opened her mouth to speak, but the words seemed stuck in her throat. "Hi," he said, breaking the silence. "Sorry I'm late." "Hi," Anna replied, forcing a smile. "Don't worry, I've been thinking a lot about us." Daniel's expression intensified, a mix of expectation and fear. "About the graduation kiss?" Anna nodded, her gaze fixed on the cup beside her. Yes, I don't know how it changed everything between us, but I can't stop thinking about it. Me too, Daniel admitted, his tone softer now. It was like something shifted, and I don't know if that's good or bad. I feel like we're at a turning point, Anna said, lifting her eyes to meet his. But at the same time, I'm afraid of losing you. Daniel's heart tightened at hearing that. I don't want you to lose me, but I also don't want us to get hurt. And Jake, he's starting to interfere. Anna frowned. Jake, what did he do? He's pressuring you, isn't he? Daniel's expression was a mix of concern and jealousy. You don't need that, not with him. He's just being nice, Anna tried to justify, but the truth was that Jake had become an uncomfortable presence in her life. But I'm not interested in him the way you think. The tension between them began to ease, but Daniel was still worried. I just want you to know that if you need me, I'm here, no matter what happens. Anna smiled, feeling lighter. Thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate that. At that moment, the conversation started to heat up. Anna decided to reveal to Daniel the pressure she was feeling. Jake, he's pressuring me to go out with him, and I don't know how to deal with it. He doesn't understand that I don't want this. If he can't see that you deserve more than that, then he's not the right person for you, Daniel said, his voice firm. I can't imagine my life without you, Anna. The truth is, I want more from us. The cafe's atmosphere seemed to change, the air charged with expectation and emotion. Anna felt her heart race at hearing those words. Daniel. But before she could finish, the insistent ring of a cell phone interrupted the moment. It was Jake. Anna hesitated, but ended up answering. Hi, she said, trying to hide the tension in her voice. Hi, Anna. I heard you were with Daniel. We need to talk, Jake's voice sounded on the other end, filled with a possessive tone. Now's not a good time, Jake. Anna tried to avoid the conversation. We need to talk about what happened at graduation, and about you and Daniel. I don't want you to get hurt, he said, a threatening tone in his voice. Anna felt a chill in her stomach. Jake, I can take care of myself. I know about the kiss, Anna, Jake revealed, and Anna's world seemed to collapse. And if you're not careful, I can make sure everyone knows about it. Daniel, who was listening to the conversation, couldn't contain his anger. What do you think you're doing, Jake? He intervened, his gaze fixed on Anna, trying to offer some comfort. You can't threaten her like that. I just want Anna to know she could get hurt if she continues with you, Jake retorted, his voice now filled with venom. Anna looked at Daniel, the confusion in her gaze turning into determination. What Jake was doing wasn't just a threat, it was an attempt at control, and she couldn't allow that. I'm not afraid of you, Jake, Anna declared, her voice firm, and I won't let you make me feel that way. Daniel smiled at Anna, admiring her courage. We're in this together, Anna, he said, his hand extended across the table. You don't have to face this alone. Anna and Daniel met in a discreet corner of the party, the noise of music and conversations around them just a distant backdrop to the intensity of the moment they were about to share. The tension in the air was palpable, and both knew that the situation with Jake needed to be resolved. Anna's determined gaze met Daniel's, and with a slight nod, they formed a silent alliance. We need to face this together, Anna said, her voice firm, though her eyes still betrayed a mix of insecurity and determination. Daniel nodded, admiring her courage. Yes, we can't let him control us. What he did was low, Daniel replied, feeling a wave of protectiveness wash over him. The two moved a little further from the party's hustle, looking for a quieter place to discuss strategy. Anna took a deep breath and began to describe the situation. Jake has this need to feel in control, and I don't want to be part of that. I just want to be myself, without his manipulations, she said, clearly distressed. He listened to her attentively, processing every word. You don't have to feel that way, Anna. I'm here, and you don't have to face this alone, he affirmed, feeling the weight of the words they exchanged. In that moment, their friendship seemed to be the foundation they needed to face the storm that was approaching. While the two talked, the party continued outside, but the atmosphere around them was charged with a new purpose. Let's unite against him. If he tries to shame you, we'll stand up together, Daniel proposed, his determination reflected in his gaze. Anna smiled, feeling stronger with his support. Yes, together. I won't let him make me feel less than I am. As they prepared to return to the party, the music seemed louder, the energy more vibrant. Daniel held Anna's hand, a simple gesture, but one that carried profound meaning. He guided her to the center of the party, where Jake was surrounded by friends, his arrogant smile lighting up the room. Anna felt a chill in her stomach, but Daniel's presence by her side encouraged her. Jake soon noticed their approach, and with a sneer, spoke, "Look who decided to show up. I was thinking you two would be busy with your nonsense." The sarcasm in his words increased the tension, but Anna wouldn't be intimidated. "Jake, we need to talk," Anna said, her voice echoing with a firmness she hadn't felt before. Daniel took a step forward, his protective presence clear. "This isn't just about you and Anna, Jake. We're not going to let you make her a target for your games." Jake's expression shifted from surprise to anger. "You think you can protect her? You're just putting yourself in a ridiculous situation. This isn't going to end well for you, Daniel," he shot back, trying to destabilize them. But Daniel didn't back down. "What you don't understand is that we won't let you control us anymore. What you did was despicable, and we're going to expose that," Daniel affirmed, his voice resonating with a certainty that drew the attention of other guests. Anna looked around at the friends nearby, who were now starting to pay attention to the situation. "Enough of the lies, Jake. You can't keep manipulating the people around you to feel powerful," she declared, feeling stronger with Daniel by her side. The tension in the air was palpable, and the party that once seemed like just a celebration had now become a decisive moment. Jake, realizing he was losing control of the situation, tried to attack. "If you think this is going to work, you're sorely mistaken. No one is going to believe you," he retorted, but his confidence was starting to waver. "It doesn't matter if they believe us or not, Jake. What matters is that we know the truth," Daniel said, now with a voice that echoed determination. The crowd began to murmur, and Anna felt the tide begin to turn. At that moment, Anna gathered the courage to turn to the friends present. "Jake isn't who he says he is. He's been using our insecurities against us, but we're here to support each other, and we're not going to let him tear us apart," she declared, her voice now clear and powerful. The friends began to rally around them, forming a circle of support around Anna and Daniel. Jake, realizing the crowd's reaction, became increasingly isolated. He tried to protest, but the support Anna and Daniel were receiving was undeniable. Their courage had become contagious. Finally, Jake found himself surrounded by everyone's disapproval. "You're going to find yourself alone, Jake," murmured a voice among the friends. Now exposed, he retreated and left the party, a shadow of what he once was. Anna and Daniel embraced, holding each other tightly, knowing they had overcome a great obstacle. The sense of victory was palpable, and in that moment, everything they had faced seemed to have been worth it. They knew that the love blossoming between them wasn't just a fleeting passion, but the foundation of a friendship that had become something much deeper and more meaningful. Now that you've heard this impactful story, take a moment and reflect. How many times have you gone through situations where trust was broken? What did you learn from these experiences? It's crucial to understand that not all people are who they appear to be, and sometimes pain can serve as a powerful reminder to value who really matters. Share your own experiences in the comments and how you dealt with them. Enjoy and click on the video appearing on your screen now. This is, in my opinion, one of the best stories I've ever told. And if you liked what you heard now, you'll undoubtedly love this other story too. So subscribe to the channel, click on the video on your screen now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.